Will 2025's astronaut take us soaring among the stars?
Or leave us lost in a void? Find out next on the cutting room floor.
Coming back from space.
Hope nothing follows me. What's up, misfits and metalheads, and welcome to another episode of the cutting room floor. We are from the band Cut Like This. I am Thorn Black.
I'm Rosebud.
And today we are talking about The Astronaut. Oh, currently streaming on Hulu/Disney Plus. But first, don't forget we have music all over the place, including our album. You can get the physical or digital copy at cutlikethismusic.com. Join that mailing list. Rose, why don't we dive into this one? Why don't you tell them a little bit about The Astronaut?
The Astronaut is a movie about an astronaut coming back from a mission in outer space. She crash lands. And of course they have protocols for this because it wasn't like a good landing and everything. And they want to make sure nothing's contaminated because her container got cracked on the way down. So they want to make sure nothing bad has happened to her. They're running tests. They're doing all kinds of stuff.
All the tests.
Her adopted dad, played by Laurence Fishburne. That's right, Morpheus himself.
I was surprised to see Morpheus.
What?
I was like, welcome back. It's a pleasure to see you, Morpheus.
Hello, Morpheus. How you doing? So it was really cool to see him back. So he's her adopted dad. He's got her there. You know, sometimes her husband Mark and their kid come and visit later on and stuff. You know, but as she's here in quarantine, waiting out her time, making sure everything is okay. They warn her that she's gonna have some weird symptoms. She could have, hallucinations, all this other stuff. And sure enough, weird stuff starts happening. And she's not sure whether this stuff is just the effects of, coming back from outer space or if something came back with her. And that's the whole point of what we're trying to find out. It's shot really, really well. It follows her along and stuff like that. There's really, really good, there's a ton of suspense in this. There's just everything around every corner. We're trying to figure out it's like, is she just having a freak out? Is this what's going on? And it's just this constant cat and mouse kind of what is at the heart of what's going on here? You know what I mean? And of course, as the time goes by, it gets more and more exaggerated to the point where
definitely.
Stuff starts to go down.
And you're like, is she crazy? Or not?
Yeah.
What is happening right now? I think it's pretty well acted and pretty well shot.
Yeah. Speaking of acting, the main character of the astronaut she is Sam Walker. She is played by Kate Mara. Kate Mara is no stranger to sci-fi stuff. She was actually in the movie The Martian. She was also in the movie Morgan. Remember that movie?
Yes.
She was the AI, and she was the guy was coming in to test and see if she was well made or not and stuff like that. But then he starts to kind of sympathize with her, and he's like, this billionaire tech guy's kind of
and
jerk.
that was what the place out in the middle of the forest.
Exactly. Another crazy high tech location and stuff.
That was a cool movie.
And she was also in American Horror Story as well.
That's
where you recognize her from.
I was like,
that's where
I
you
know
recognize
I've seen her
from.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But what's the thing that I know her from? American Horror Story.
She was also Sue Storm in Fantastic Four.
But that's not it.
The 2015
it's American Horror Story.
Yeah, it was the American Horror Story because that was lots of episodes.
Yeah, that's what really made me remember her face.
And then, so obviously Laurence Fishburne is in The Matrix. Laurence Fishburne has been in so many movies that it's almost I don't even know how many he's been. It's been a lot.
Is Laurence doing a Sam Jackson kind of
saying,
status?
he's
Sam Jackson's been in a million movies practically.
And I just love to see him. I love his voice, his beautiful, deep voice and stuff, and just his amazing acting. He's just an incredible actor. My favorite portrayal of Othello is Laurence Fishburne's Othello. Also, he was Cowboy Curtis in Pee Wee Herman. I loved the Pee Wee show.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
Aside from that, we also have Gabriel Luna playing Sam's husband, Mark. He was in Terminator Dark Fate. So he's not a stranger to some
Mm-hmm.
sci-fi action himself. And they have a really cute kid. The kid actor is not super duper annoying, which is nice because I always get a little nervous when there's a kid involved because I'm just like it's gonna be insufferable, or you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But
right,
I
right.
think it's a good balance.
It's a good balance. Also, it's not like so heavily focused
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the kid.
It's mainly focused on Sam.
Yeah, so when the
you
kid
know.
is around, it's not that bad. And
Yeah.
it's not like an annoying kid in a movie or anything. You know, it's just a kid playing the kid role or whatever, and it's not focused on the kid, and they keep it moving. And I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that because I don't really want to focus on the kid.
And this high-tech apartment / bunker is almost a star in and of itself.
I know,
This
right?
thing is
Isn't it?
really cool.
Right?
Like I like the way that it's constructed, and I like the way that, you know, because they're you know, it gives you a good reason for there to be cameras and stuff recording everything everywhere.
I agree. I feel like
you know what I
the
mean?
way they set up why there are cameras and where she is and why
'Cause
she's
this is-
kind of isolated, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
It's written really well, and I'm like, okay, I can take what you gave me and I can run with it. I'm not,
It looks like a
poking
beautiful,
holes or-
fancy apartment.
Yeah.
But it's also like
Not apartment, house.
Yeah, house. Sorry, it looks like a beautiful, fancy house. But then, you know, it has like a whole bunker downstairs, and it's got like motion pressure sensor plates
Yeah,
and stuff.
security is-
And that does come in. It has like so much security and
So
cameras
much security
everywhere
around that. Yeah, yeah.
you know, that are being monitored by the government and stuff like that. So it's very like high tech, and like I just love stuff like this where it's just
Right.
like and it's such a great way to set things up so that when weird stuff starts happening, then, you know, she can use some of these monitoring systems to determine whether maybe, you know, am I just crazy or did it set off a motion sensor? Like, you know, like what's going on? You know what I mean? So all of this tech actually does become something that's important to the story
It adds a
and the
lot.
progression of, like, you know, figuring out the mystery of what is happening to her and what's happening in that area or not. You know what I mean? That it becomes a super helpful thing. So I thought that was very cleverly written, well done.
I agree.
Yeah. So all of that being said, we like to rate via chainsaw with 5 chainsaws being a masterpiece of sci-fi cinematic horror. 1 chainsaw. You are not building a spaceship with that.
That rocket's going nowhere. You may as well get a drone.
You are not fighting no aliens with it. You ain't doing nothing.
Houston, you have a problem.
That's good. Oh man. Woo. All right. With that being said, Thorn Black, how many chainsaws are you giving to 2025's
The
Astronaut?
obligatory hand rubbing before a rating for no reason at all. I'm gonna give the Astronaut a solid 4 out of 5 chainsaws.
Nice.
I enjoyed this movie. I haven't seen a sci-fi movie in a little bit, and this was a very pleasant surprise. I hadn't really heard about it in the theaters. I just saw the trailer and saw it online and saw some of the actors, and I'm glad I took a chance on it. I feel like it's a very cool story with some cool twists and turns in it I wasn't really expecting. You know, it's well acted. I like the setup. I like the layout. I like the tension. I like that it's kind of like, you know, building on all these little weird things that keep getting creepier and weirder throughout the movie as it goes until it's finally like, wait, what's going on? You know, like this worked really well for me. I enjoyed it very much, actually.
Absolutely.
Rose, what are you gonna give this one?
I am also giving this a good old 4 chainsaws. Vroom, vroom, vroom. It kept me engaged throughout. It's shot great. You know, amazing acting. It's really mainly just focused on, you know, on her for like a good portion of this thing. And she's a good enough actress that she can carry it. You know
And
what
the
I mean?
story was done well enough that it makes it interesting too.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
not so she has an easier job because I feel like the material is actually interesting and she's really carrying this and doing a good job on her own when she is
Exactly.
on her own.
It's a
you know?
very solid. I am a big sci-fi fan. I love outer space stuff. You know,
Same
I am
here.
I'm just like I super just love a very well-written sci-fi
You know,
story.
I like grew up on some sci-fi. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
I love sci-fi. I honestly, I feel like we don't get enough sci-fi that crosses into like kind of like horror-ish kind of.
Exactly,
You know what
exactly.
I mean?
And there's so much suspense in this. You know, there's a lot of moments where you're just gonna be like, oh, what's going on? You know, so it's unraveling that mystery of what's going on and all of the suspense of like what's happening to her
works.
and her emotional like breakdown a little bit as it's going on. And you're like, but it's like, if you were in this situation, you'd be messed up too. You know what I mean? And she's trying to downplay to everybody else what's going on with her because she knows that if she doesn't get cleared from this, they might not let her go back out into space again. So it's like this is her passion and this is what she loves the most. So she's trying to protect that, but she's also like trying to figure out like, wait, but what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
so
like, but wait, but am I legit crazy?
Yeah,
though?
but am I crazy though?
But
Like,
hold
what's
on.
happening? Like, am I safe for other people to be around? You know, like, so it's really, really just a really solid story. I meant to mention this was directed and written by Jess Varley. She has also directed and written another movie called Phobias, which I want to go check out also. That's another sci-fi movie as well, where this they're trying to make like a program where they're trying to weaponize fear. So it's like it's got a couple of people in there and they're doing like experiments and stuff on them and stuff. So I'm like, ooh, that sounds really good too.
That's
So
gonna be bad.
if we end up checking it out, we might just cover it here, so stay tuned. And if you've seen either of those movies,
Please
let us know
hit
your
us up in the
thoughts.
comments. Let us know what you're thinking. You know?
Yeah. If you got any sci-fi suggestions for us to check out and take a look at and you want to
Comments.
see, drop it in the comments. We're always checking. We always write back to everybody. Although sometimes I just found one that was from like a year ago and I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I mean, stuff slips through the cracks sometimes.
But we always
do
get
our
back
best.
to you. Even if it's a year
We do
later,
our best.
I'll get back to
I
you.
definitely try to hit every comment back, one of the two
Yeah,
of us, you know.
yeah. I usually do way better than that. But sometimes, it's like sometimes it's like you never know when a post is gonna pop off.
I'd say 95% of all comments get responded to from our page, you know, if not even a little bit higher percentage.
So your opinion matters, and you can influence what we decide to check out.
You know, and you have your homework for the weekend. You're welcome. Once again, we're from the band Cut Like This. Like, subscribe, follow, all the things. You know what I'm saying? We are out.